Hi everyone, welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and a how-to on how I do tan leather seats. Right now I'm working on the 68 Pontiac Firebird 400, and I want to do a gold car with tan leather seats and the tan interior. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys how to make leather seats like a boss. They're easy to do. It only takes 3 steps, and believe me when I tell you, if I can do this, anyone can. So follow along with me and watch me make some leather seats. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just test my airbrush, get used to the feel of the trigger, and see how tight of a line that I can get. So you can see this 0.2mm will give you a nice cut line. So I'm happy with that. Now let's get into the seat and try to make this look good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test it on the wood just a little bit and get the right feel for it, and then we're going to start pre-shading it. If you notice, I'm going to start the line. I'm going to keep the air going and the paint flowing at the same time. And I want to go light with this. I can go back and forth and darken it up, but I don't want to make it super dark, and it's very difficult to stay in the lines, basically, when you're trying to do it with the camera over your head. It'd be a lot easier to do this without filming it. But you can see all I'm doing is just filling the gaps. And what that's going to do is darken them up a little bit and give me a little bit of contour shading. So here we're going to do the other part of the seat. And I'm going to try to get it just to where I can move just a little bit faster. I was a little shaky today, or the day that I was filming this. So, and you can see that it shows, but it really doesn't show up once I put the tan on it, or the yellow. But this 0.2mm, man, you can really cut a line with it. I'm super happy with this. And just back and forth, go all the way around. I'll come back up and I'll cross over the center, and we'll call this pretty good. Just keep on getting it until it's the darkness that I want. And there we go. That's all I'm doing. It's the same thing as doing an airplane wing, just filling out the panel. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a coat of the Tamiya's dark yellow. And I'd like to do a very light coat first. And I do this whenever I'm painting without primer. I'll give it a very light coat. It's kind of like a tack coat, I guess you would call it. Just to give the paint something to grab a hold of. This will dry onto the plastic real quick, and then I can come back and do a good healthy coat. And again, I'm using the 0.2mm. I'm only running it about 8 to 10 psi at the most. I think it's really closer to 8, and it sure lays that paint down smooth. So I'm going around. I want to do all the vinyl parts first and get them where I like it. And I do this every time. And you see, I'll hit the sides, the bottom, and all that. Come around, check out the back. And then once I start spraying this, I try to stay almost straight on. I don't want to go in an angle, because that'll force the paint to go into those cracks. You can see how that fills that line up really nice, and it's just that easy. Yep, I'm happy with that. Now we'll move on to the next step. And here I'm just going to do the second coat of Quick Shine. I already did one coat, forgot to film it. Go figure. Still having a heck of a time trying to keep everything on the screen. This will get a lot better once I get into the other spray booth and have a fixed place for my camera. But there we go. That's just a quick shine. We'll let that dry, and then we'll come back with our wash. Looks really good. Okay, I wanted to show you here. This is what we got right now. We have, I airbrushed on the flat black, and then I came back with the dark yellow, and then 2 coats of quick shine. I let that dry for a few hours, and then I'm taking my panel liner, the accent color brown, and we're going to do a wash on this. And what I wanted to show you is this is what we are right now. This is what we got. This is what we have after the wash. And it's, I know it's subtle, but it tans that leather. I think it's the last step that you need to do, because what you want to do is you want to make sure that that doesn't look the same as your door panel. You want to get that a little more tan than your door panel is, and once you do that, it'll be like, okay, you got leather, you got vinyl, and everything looks right. So here, I'm gonna grab a fresh Q-tip, and I'm not using my pointy Q-tips today, because these things have a tendency to not suck up as much as you want. These things will really pull it in, and these are actually Q-tip brand. So I'm going to keep this on hand, because sometimes you get a bunch of it right down in this edge, and we're going to want to get that out of there, so it's not like a big brown spot in there where somebody spilled their enchilada sauce or something. So I already shook my accent because I did it on the one, and we'll do it right here. And what I'm going to do is smack that camera 3 or 4 times with my lens, just because we're so close. I'm going to push this in a little, and here we go. We're just going to take this, and we're going to give it a good, healthy wash. Make sure you get the outside edges, and then I know my brush went over the edge here, so I'm going to take paper towel and wipe that off all the way around there real hard. We'll come into the bottom side and do the same thing. Give this a good, healthy coat of brown. Wipe off the edges again, the underside, all the way around. And now let's get that Q-tip, let's get this lid on so I'm not painting my pants brown. And you don't have to like super duper rush here. You want to move quick, but you can see how that's all pulling down to the bottom. So we're just going to really lightly hit that and draw that out of there. Just like that. A little bit too much right there. And now we will take this, because remember I said we don't want that all to pile up in there, and I'm just going to dab that right in the crease here. That'll pull just what we want out of there. And there you go. There's a leather seat. and that was quick. When that dries, it'll dry just a little bit semi-gloss. But look at the difference. I mean, it's huge difference. So look at how quick, just doing the pre-shading and then that brown panel liner, everything else, I mean, that's the dark yellow. This is dark yellow. 2 coats on both of them with quick shine. So you darkened it up a little bit with that flat black, and then you browned it out just a little bit with the panel liner. And there you go. Seats as simple as can be. I'm not going to put a quick shine over the top of this. It already has it. And then this is pretty much going to just dry out, and it'll look just right. So looking inside there, you're going to swear that's a leather seat. And with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope this helps. If it does, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, I could still use a thumbs up. Leave comments in there. Let me know what you think. Y'all have a great day, a better tomorrow, and thank you very much for watching.